All right, I'm out here on a beautiful day, and I thought I'd do a quick update of some mods that I've done to this motorcycle. It's a 2013 KTM 690 Enduro R. So I'll just try to be quick and concise, and if you have questions, you can ask in comments below. So first of all, the performance mods that I've done as far as the engine goes, I've deleted the SAS valve, removed the O2 sensor, put an Evo 1 air filter cover on the air box. It still has the paper filter. It's got a full Akrapovic exhaust system, and I've remapped everything using Tune ECU. So the bike runs fantastic. I have no complaints there. Everything is good to go. This was the last year that you could use Tune ECU to update the ECU on these bikes. So that's kind of the reason I was looking for one of these instead of one of the newer ones. Obviously, the newer bikes have a slightly increased performance level. This does have a 690cc engine, but it doesn't have the second counterbalancer, and it doesn't have the second spark plug. So it's a single spark, single counterbalancer. So it's going to be a little bit lumpier than the newer ones, but it still feels fantastic. As far as protection is concerned, I guess we'll start at the bottom here. I've got these heel guards that you can use to strap some baggage on. Rally foot pegs for better comfort. They're a lot thicker and sturdier for longer rides and for standing up. It's got a case saver in front of the sprocket there, so it lets out dirt and debris a little bit easier. I've got a nice CNC guard for the chain guide. Crash bobbins that come from KTM. These little bobbins for the rear stand. It's got a bigger mount on the kickstand for when you're in dirt and stuff. You don't sink. It's got Moose Racing hand guards and the Zeta mount on the handlebar clamp. I've got the updated foot brake, again from nice CNC, so it's a lot thicker, so it won't bend when you hit something, as well as the larger foot pad. So that makes it a little bit more convenient to use. That's about it as far as like this. Those are kind of, I guess you could say, protection or making sure things don't break in a crash. But I don't have any radiator guards or frame guards, which I am considering getting. Maybe Flatland Racing radiator guard or the SW Motec kind of guards that are more popular, that stick out on the side, that match the frame. But we'll consider doing that at a later time. In terms of sort of luggage and carrying stuff and kind of convenience, I've got the Parent rear rack, as well as a CJ Designs fuel filler cap. So it's a little bit safer in terms of avoiding debris and stuff from getting into your bike. Seat concept seat. This is just the standard height with the carbon fiber sides and the orange stitching. Fantastic seat. Well worth the price, in my opinion. This is a generic tank bag, but the size is pretty good. It does actually expand up, so fits really nicely. You can still access the key right here pretty easily. Kind of hard to see, but it's there. This does also have a generic Scott's damper on it, with the little mount, so it's a bar riser, so it raises the bars by about 1.5 inches. So that's it works pretty good. I haven't had issues. I've played around with it. It's quite nice. I've got a quad lock wireless phone mount, and this is just an old, a little hard to see with the sun here, but it's just an old Galaxy S8 phone. You could use any kind of Android phone, really. But yeah, it's quite nice. It's running DMD2 on here, and it's pretty solid. It's not going anywhere. I've gone off-road with it. It's quite good. I decided to go this route instead of buying a dedicated tablet or something like that, because this is obviously a lot cheaper. An old phone, I don't care whether the phone camera breaks, and it has its own GPS signal. I can run wireless off of my phone and tether it to my phone, so if I want to use navigation, I can, and I don't have to worry about my actual phone breaking. So I thought that was the best way to go. So that's that. It's real simple. As you can see from kind of up here, I can still see the gauges, the speedometer, and RPM and all that, and I can also see the map. This does have a Pro Grip 714 grips on, which are a bit thicker. I like these. I use these on all my bikes. They're a little stickier, a little thicker, quite comfortable. It's got a little blind spot rear view mirror, which it's tiny, but if I need to look behind me, it's a little easier than head checking, which I still do anyway. But I had some double take mirrors on here before, but for me they were a little too vibey and it made it actually hard to see, so I took them off. But I might go back to those at some point. I have also done a lower temperature radiator fan switch, which you can't see, it's under here, but it does in fact lower the temperature that the radiator switches on, so it keeps the bike a little bit cooler. So pretty straightforward there. I think that's probably about it. Oh, I've done some little modifications to the lights as well. This is the stock rear tail light, but these are LED blinkers. They're really small, so they're not going to hit the ground in case of a crash. You don't have to worry about your exhaust melting them or anything like that. Same thing in the front. The front's a little bit wider, so they're still visible from the front. And this does also have a Cyclops HID headlight, which I don't know if you can see that very well in the video, but it's much brighter. As you can see, the stock bulb on the bottom, that's quite a bit dimmer. This is the high beam, but you know, obviously in the daytime you're not going to be able to see it very well, but it's a really good upgrade for this bike because the headlight's kind of crap. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's a lot of little things that I've done to this bike to kind of make it my own. I'm quite happy with it. I also have a set of Supermoto wheels, which are obviously not on this bike, but they bolt straight on. You can use the same spacers, the same axle, and everything fits perfectly. So this bike for me is kind of the all-in-one because I have the ability to put it in this trim and take it off-road and do fun stuff, trails and that. And then I've also got the Supermoto wheels to kind of rip around on some twisty roads. So I think this is a fantastic motorcycle. I've had a bunch of different KTMs, and so far this one with the trim that I have on it suits me the best. I don't know if I'll get another bike soon. I tend to go through bikes every year or two, but so far this bike is really a lot of fun, and that's kind of the main purpose of motorcycling for me. I don't use it to commute. I don't need it for work or anything like that. It's just kind of a big toy for me. So far this bike has done me well. I've only had it for a fairly short amount of time. I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 months, and I put about 4,000 kilometers on it so far, and it hasn't had any issues, so I'm quite happy with it. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments about any of the mods that I've done to the bike, or what your thoughts are on the KTM 690 platform, please let me know. If there's anything you think I should try or upgrade, I'm always open to trying new things. I am considering getting a rally tower, and the two options, the first one is the Roddy Garage rally tower, which is quite expensive. The second option is the Adventure Men Cave tower, which bolts on really easily. It looks really cool. I think it doesn't require any modification to the bike, and it's a lot cheaper. So I'm thinking of maybe doing something like that, as well as protection, like I mentioned, the Flatland radiator guard, as well as a Vanache or Molecule Motorsports skid plate. But you know, it's a bunch more money to dump into the bike. But if you like your bike and you want to modify it and make it your own, I think that's what people tend to do, and that's what I've done so far, but I'm still thinking about doing more stuff. So anyway, like I said, I was trying to keep this brief. I don't think I succeeded in that endeavor, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and as always, enjoy your ride and be safe. Cheers.